So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very nice to see you. I'm so happy to come back to Vista Temple this morning. Today is the last service of summer. Is that right? So no more service starting next week?
No, we have service.
You have service. Yeah? What do you do next Sunday?
Same.
It's last service of June.
June. Okay. June. All right. Got it. Okay. So I thought I don't have to come back anymore. I thought, I want to come back, right? So we just chanted the Sambujo. Sambujo. You read that translation, right? The first is we invited Amida Buddha, and second, Shakyamuni Buddha. And Shakyamuni Buddha, historical Buddha, by the way. He was a human, right? He enlightened while he was alive. And then the third one, who did you invite? All the Buddhas. Not only Amida and Shakyamuni, many, many more Buddhas in this universe. So we all invited all the Buddhas to this service, Vista Temple. That's what we did. And the second chanting is 48 vows, Shiju Hachigan. Numbers 48. The Shiju Hachigan is 48 vows. But however, we just chanted 20 vows. Okay? Because if we chanted 48, it takes us about 30 minutes. So short version is 1 to 20. So someday we chant 21 to 48. Okay? So that you notice that every the verse is setsu ga dokubutsu, something, something. Setsu ga dokubutsu, something, something. So what's that? Setsu ga dokubutsu, what does it mean? Every verse has a beginning of setsu ga dokubutsu. Setsu ga dokubutsu means Buddha said, when I get enlightened. That means when I get enlightened. This thing happened, this thing happened. In other words, for me to get enlightened, I will do this, I will do that. That's the vows. Same thing. In your life also, don't you think? I want to go to this school. I want to marry to this person. We want to live this area. I want to come to Vista Temple to hear the Dharma, right? You have many, many wishes, don't you? Same thing. Each Buddha, particularly Mahayana Buddhism, I don't want to deep into that kind of doctrinal thing, but many Buddha made their own vows, which is promises to people. Okay? So we just chanted 1 to 20. So if you want to know more about what kind of promises and vows the Buddha means Amida Buddha made for us, please refer to the translation in service book. Okay? So let me get into my Dharma message today. Dharma message is I want to talk about Nembutsu today. Nembutsu. Do you know the word Nembutsu? Nobody? Okay, it's very easy. So I can explain from the zero. Okay. Sometimes the temple, I know already Nembutsu. What are you talking about, sensei? I know everything. And some of the people. And some of the people, I have no idea what is that. And midway, I know a little bit, so I don't know how to focus it, but it's good. Nobody knows what the Nembutsu is. Wonderful. So I can start all over. And even though you just listen to me, okay? Sometimes you have a different perspective every time you hear the Buddha Dharma. It depends on where you are in your life. So Nembutsu. We chanted Namo Amida Butsu. You just did. Namo Amida Butsu. That's Nembutsu. So we say Nembutsu or do Nembutsu means we say Namo Amida Butsu. That's Nembutsu is. So Nembutsu is when you write a letter kanji or Chinese letter, it's Nembutsu. So I want to talk a little bit about Nembutsu today. Okay? So you know what? Because I was born in Kyoto. Where is Kyoto? Japan, right? And, I was, of course, my parents, and we were living with obachans, grandmas. Yeah. And then one of the grandma, my mother's side, always, she had a little altar. And morning, it's around 7 o'clock. And she offered all the fruit and rice. And then she's sitting in front of the Buddha statue and said, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I was about 3-4 years old. And I was forced to sit right next to her. My grandma said, sit with me. We say Namo Amida Butsu together. I said, Grandma, why do we have to do that? I'm so sleepy. I don't want to get up. I want to go to some park and play with some friends. She said, no, sit down with me and say Namo Amida Butsu. I said, what does it mean, Namo Amida Butsu? Why do we have to do that? What will happen if I do that? All the questions I asked her, I remember. Every day I asked her. She never answered me. Never. I thought, why she doesn't answer to me? She knows the answer. And I figured it out. Oh, no. She said, you will know soon. You will find out when you say Namo Amida Butsu every day. That's all. Oh, is that right? It's okay. That's how I grew up. So, a lot of questions I had when I was a teenager and child time. So I'm sure you do probably have the same question. They are mumbling something. What's that? Namo Amida Butsu. What does it mean? Why do I have to say that? When do I have to do that? What will happen to me if I say that? Don't you think? What is that? Right? A lot of questions. So let's say, what does Nembutsu mean? Nembutsu. If you're interested in Japanese letter and Chinese letter, nem, we can take apart upper part and bottom part. Okay? And there are about 100,000 Chinese letters. 100,000. A lot. In English, easy, huh? 26 letters. Yeah, but difficult because I started learning English when I was 12 years old. 12 years old. As in Japanese school, the middle school, we all had to study English. But I was very interested in learning foreign language. So I was very excited. But the first encountering English is 12 years old. So I said, only 26 letters I learned? But however, I have to remember. Yeah, I still remember the yellow, Y-E-L-L-O-W. Spelling every day, Y-E-L-L-O-W. This is completely different from Japanese language, grammar, and English. Totally different. Letters are different, right? To me, like about, how do you spell Buddha? B-U-D-D. That kind of thing. So, talking back to the Nembutsu Nen, Nen is, let's take apart. The upper part is this letter, actually, this one? Okay, this one is upper part is meaning now, right now. Okay, and then, now. And then I found out this letter means also meaning close, seal. That's interesting. And then second one, probably some of the people know. This one is heart and mind. Heart and mind. So that probably heart means right here, right? Mind is here, that's what I understand. Okay, and then this one is Buddha, or Dharma. So, Nembutsu means, seal. When you cook something, Once a week I cook. Only once a week. Because I don't have time. I got home maybe 8 o'clock. Easily, I spend 10 hours in a temple. Get there 9 and go home and relax 8 o'clock. Sometimes I get a little bit early, but normally that's my schedule. So my husband, poor husband, has to cook himself by himself. But I was gone about 5 years and studying in Kyoto, so he learned how to cook. That's the beauty. So now he can cook, he can do laundry, he can do vacuum cleaner, everything. Isn't that great? Oh yes, that's my beauty where I was getting away 5 years. And then on top of that, he can take care of my cat. He can feed her, he can, clean up the litters and everything. How lucky I am. But however, I feel so guilty, so I cook at least one night. So a couple of weeks ago, I cooked stew and curry. And when you cook those things, I had to put the lid on, right? You put some vegetable and chicken and beef, whatever. Put the lid on. We have to put the liquid in there, a little bit, broth, and put the lid on. That's a seal. Close, right? You think about it, Nembutsu is right now, you seal while you close your heart and mind and think about Buddha Dharma or think about Buddha. That's what the Nembutsu means. Got it? Okay, that's Nembutsu. So when you say Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu is Amida Buddha's name. So you're calling Mr. Smith, Carol, or Bill. You're calling somebody's people's name, right? Hey, how are you, Bill? How you doing? Same thing. We're greeting to Amida Buddha by calling the Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu. Think about it. But when you say Namo Amida Butsu, you just quietly seal your mind and heart and focus. Namo Amida Butsu. This is what the Nembutsu is. Okay? O Nembutsu ne? Right? So, keep in mind, please. So another word is Nembutsu. Nen also means meditation. Same thing, meditation. Vista Temple has a meditation time on Wednesday night, right? Yes. A meditation, what will you do? Just close your eyes. Not completely. If you close your eyes 100%, you'll fall into sleep. But not widely open because you'll be disturbed. So you have your eyes are half open, half closed, right? And try to focus something. That's what you do. So Nen means focus, meditation. And mindfully, that's a big word, mindfully thinking about the Buddha or Buddha Dharma. That's what Nembutsu, Nen is. So how do you do? Long time ago in China particularly, they started doing the meditation by visualizing the Buddha's body. Okay? So in here is a scroll here, but Buddha's body has many characteristics, like 80 major characteristics and 32 detailed characteristics. You know what I mean? For example, you can think about the Shakyamuni Buddha. See? What kind of hairstyle the Buddha has? Bumpy hairstyle. And bun right here. Why is that? The bun signifies wisdom. Right? And the study has a beautiful robe and some kind of wavy. And then when you get close to the Buddha's statue, Buddha's feet is flat feet. Flat. No arch. Yeah. When you buy the shoes, I always look for arch because it makes me tired, right? But the Buddha's feet is flat. Oh boy, why? Because Buddha wants to touch all the ground, everywhere, not missing any part. Okay? When you see fingers, Buddha's finger is so long. I think I have a long finger, but longer than that. Because the Buddha wants to hold everyone. Nobody behind. I want to hold you. Everybody is accepted. And then also when you see the between fingers, there is a web there, just like a frog. Nobody going through, missing out. Everything. Very interesting. So those are things professional monks has to remember. Okay, the bum here, fingers are long, flat feet, what else? Yeah, many, many characteristics. So they really try to visualize all the Buddha's body. But some of the people are very good at visualizing, but some of the people, like me, I don't remember so many details. So what should I do? In that case, Buddha said, simply say, my name, Nembutsu. I'm lucky. I just say Nembutsu. Is that wonderful? Mm-hmm. You don't have to remember so many details. Because I cannot remember. I'm sure you probably have a difficulty to remember all that characteristic. What did I say? 32 measure and 80 details. Very hard. Okay? So that's what we do. Nembutsu. Simply saying Nembutsu. Furthermore, this Nembutsu teaching, starting from Honen. Honen is a Shinran, our founder's teacher. Okay? Honen was born, when was that? Yeah, 1133. Yes, a long time ago. Early 12th century. Okay? And he was our founder Shinran's teacher. And Honen's Nembutsu, Nembutsu, very straightforward. He said, just saying Nembutsu is important, everyone. So you will get Buddhahood. That means you have a potential to become a Buddha in the future. You get a Buddhahood as you Nembutsu, do Nembutsu, because that's the Buddha's promise. You remember we chanted today is Setsuga Tokubutsu. Setsuga Tokubutsu. That's one of Buddha's promise. Okay? That's the Honen's. Very straight. Simply say Nembutsu. So the Honen's disciple Shinran, our founder, what did Shinran understand about Nembutsu? Shinran is a little bit twisted. I think he's a little bit philosophical perspective and very deep thinker. They said, you know what? Yeah, I can say Nembutsu easy. But you know what? First, I have to listen first. I have to hear first. Right? That's what Shinran said. Shinran is clever, huh? Shinran said, so you first, Nembutsu, it's coming to you. That's the part is very important. Because of me, the Buddha comes to me, Buddha Dharma comes to me. Because of you, Buddha Dharma, Nembutsu, comes to you. And shake you up. Shake me up. Ooh. Right? And you will find your true self through inner reflection or introspection, and discover potential for transformation now in the light of Dharma. So by hearing Nembutsu, and then you look at yourself in a deep reflection, and you discover the way you can transform the way you think things in the light of Buddha Dharma means in the wisdom. That's what Shinla understood. Shinla is not saying, myself, Matsumi, will become a completely different person. Shinla doesn't say so. Me stays me as it is. But I might be able to change my perspective, the way I think about the things going on around myself. That's mind of transformation. Okay? Okay? So Shinran, I think he's very deep, very in psychological movement, right? So I would say Nembutsu, Namamidabutsu, is a conscientious acceptance of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion, great compassion, deep compassion. While we hear Namamidabutsu say Namamidabutsu, I sort of receive a mutual trust between Buddha and myself. Mutual trust. Yeah. And then also I realize that's unconditional acceptance. I am fully accepted by Amida. Amida doesn't tell me, Matsumi, you have to do this, do that. If you do, I'll help you. That's not the kind of Amida Buddha is. It's unconditional. You're fine as you are. You just come to me. Just say, hear my name. Greet with me. Right? It really makes an inner awakening. And at the same time, you receive a deep gratitude. Deep gratitude. And Namamidavats coming out. And then also, Shin Buddhism, I really think that nurture the mind of resilience. Sort of resilience means, you know, that the rubber band is when you stretch it and release it, beans come back the same position. Our mind also, a human being, myself also sometimes get really depressed, sometimes stressed out, sometimes I lose my way. But hearing the Dharma, calm yourself, hearing the mandals, somehow you come back, sort of our settlement, my settlement. Even disturb, a lot of things happening, but however, just get settled. That's kind of resilience, I would call. Resilience call. Okay? That's what I see. This is my perspective of Nembutsu, Namamidabutsu. The all is a Buddha's vow efficiency. It's a Setsuga Dokubutsu. Setsuga Dokubutsu. Yeah? That's a vows. Many, many vows. You come. Everybody's coming. Unconditional. No condition is needed. Right? And let me talking about mind of resilience. I'm sure you know this lady. You know her? Have you ever read this book? It's Hisako Nakamura's The Hand and Feet of the Heart. Do you know someone knows this book? Oh yeah, book club probably read it, right? It's just really astonishing, and I really like it. And I worked on this book when I was a minister's assistant. How many years ago? Almost 15 years ago. And then I got all the pictures from Japan, Hisako Nakamura. And I worked on a translation of this. Hisako Nakamura, this lady, of course, she was a Japanese lady and born in Nagano as a prefecture in Japan. And Nagano is Nagano Olympic, remember? When the wintertime gets really cold, snowy, icy, very cold. But she was born about maybe, I don't know, about 80 years old, 100 years ago, you know. And when she was born, she was poor. Her family was very poor. No heater at home. So, you know, she got a frostbite. Fingers and feet, everything. You know, poor. She was only maybe 2 or 3 years old. And then that frostbite became a gangrene. It's a very difficult disease. And then she has to go to the hospital, and doctor said, we have to amputate 2 arms and 2 feet. So it happened. But she was lucky to be survived. Yeah, what a life she had. And then she didn't get a job because, of course, she can't work. So she has to work in circus. Circus. Kind of, I can eat food like that. How humiliating, you know? It's terrible. But people come and watch her. That's her job. That's how she made a living, right? Of course she thought, why this thing happened to me? Life is not fair. I'm sure she thought about many, many times. Why this thing happening to me? I wish I could have 2 hands and feet. I can do this. I can play piano maybe. I can put Casio together. I can't do that, right? But luckily, she heard the teaching of Nembutsu Namamidafutsu. She got so touched. Unconditional. I'm accepted. Even I don't have any hands and feet. Buddha never forget me. Buddha Dharma comes to me. So, look at this photo shows. She doesn't have any arm, right? This is down here, no arms. So she puts some kind of cloth or something and holding a chopstick, I think, and she's eating the food somehow, right? But amazingly, she also did a calligraphy with holding the brush in her mouth. Amazing. Where the power came from? It's coming from Namamidafutsu. So, that's what she said. Praying and wishing the Buddha for giving me hands and feet doesn't mean the true religion. True religion gives me a settled mind of acceptance for who I am and how I lived so far. This gives me tremendous encouragement to live my life fully. I am me. Even no hands and feet, I am happy to have this life. How do you think? I was so touched. Very powerful. So she had the rest of her life, she really enjoyed hearing the Buddha Dharma and living with Nembutsu, Namamidafutsu, every day. Very powerful story. So today, I talked about Nembutsu. Now you know what the Nembutsu is. When we say Let's do Nembutsu together. Means you put your hands together like this. If you have a Nenju, Nenju also thinking. Nenju, put your hands together. Okay? That means you are meeting Buddha. And then you seal yourself and Buddha with this Nenju, sealed. Okay? Namamida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Let's do Nembutsu together. Okay? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu.